Are we live? Well, if yes, then hello and welcome. Another drawing session today, and I have already a topic to talk about today. Mm, to be honest, I would like to talk not about drawing skips, but about the idea of productivity overall. So, I will today use the same dead marker or the same dead liner that I had because my new liner just arrived today, but I was at my friend's birthday, so I couldn't pick it up and I have to use what I have. So, and I think I will do this last bear today, just continuing to crudely and quickly drawing like the most important stuff that goes into here, and then we will try this page. This will look promising. So the productivity that I have does not satisfy me because as it, I see it in a way that other people do much more than I do. And so it that leads to me thinking that I am too slow in progressing in, well, many things in general. So I'm sure there is a smarter way to learn to draw because I just do what I do and what I can. So I was busy today, okay? And probably I could have drawn much more if I just focused on drawing solely. But I just can't throw my. Oh, sorry, I have preview screen in a bad position now. So I can't really throw all my offline live stuff out of my live. How to speak words. Um, and I don't really know how other people do it. How do they achieve everything so freaking fast and efficient? And yeah, that's probably a matter of my perception because I am surrounded with social media, and the task of any social media is to make you feel miserable and to scroll more content, to engage in content. And what I see in my life is a collection of others people progresses, and such collection is not created at 1 second. So each and every one of these people might have come a long way to things they do, to results that they have, and it's just sad that it. I need to formulate my ideas. Formulate. Dergy. And everyone says that you shouldn't stress too much about it because it's just a collection of like results of other people, of a lot of people, and a lot of results, but all their lives are like hidden away from you. So all their failed attempts, all their path that they have come to achieve what they have achieved is hidden, and you see only the end result, and that is why it makes you feel sad or angry or not pleased with your results that you get when you work on something, because it's inevitable that you will fail at something if you try to do that thing, especially if you're doing it first time in your life. And um, it's a really not smart strategy to like make other people's success drive your envy and negative emotions towards yourself, because their way is their way and your way is your way, and there is nothing you can do about it. You can change some strategies, use some advice from more experienced people, and mm, but I still feel miserable. Yes, it's illogical, but I still view other people as ultimate creators, like, and ultimate goal achievers. Mm, And primarily, these people are somewhere there in the internet. So I do not envy my friends. And for example, um, I have a couple of artists as my friends. And when I was commissioning them for my first time, I didn't know them that well. And I just looked at their works, and I was enveloped in my negative feelings about me being envy, and I hated myself for that envy because it is illogical and it's really stupid, and I shouldn't really feel that way. But how can you stop yourself from feeling something bad if you just feel it? And until I got to their home and until we spent some quality time together and until I developed some sort of connection with them, I didn't view them as people. Like, well, they are certainly people, but I just viewed them differently when I didn't know them that well. And now I, for some reason, don't feel that negative stuff towards them. And I just wonder, how could I stop being envy towards other people that I don't know? Mm, like, it's a really a matter of some deep understanding that other people are just just people, just like you. They have their weaknesses, they have their abilities for sure, but they had to come their way to earn that abilities, to master their skill, and so forth and so forth. The problem is how to develop that understanding inside me so I could really forget about my envy and just be happy for other people's success. That's what I want. And I realized that I talked about my anxious desire to connect with other people in a deep way. And I think that a lot of this desire is also tightly coupled to that feeling envy, envious about these people. So not only do I want to have my social needs sated, I also need to get rid of that negative emotions about myself primarily, about that I do not, about that the time not enough, that other people do much more than I do. The thing is, I can do a lot of things too, but it only happens when I'm calm, when all parts of my inner self are sated, like physical, social, mental. I have a hot chocolate mixed with, mm, how does it called? I don't really know how that thing is called. Let's just say I have a hot chocolate mixed with coffee and with a teaspoon of Baileys. Sorry if I'm talking too much today, but I know that I draw that hand of his mm, not like it's presented here, but I just don't give you know what. And so, yeah, I have my drawing skips, like the days that I skip when I do not touch my tablet nor my liner. I do other things. Mm. And how can you live your life without doing something other than drawing? Mm. I don't know. I won't. I will not draw that hand because. Mm, and I already got into too much detail. I just should. Now let's draw that backpack. If I started to draw it, then it needs to be drawn. I also think that I need to concentrate a little bit more on my speech, not to use these excessive its and so forth. So maybe I do just need to speak slower or think faster. No way. Me think? No, I do not do thinking. My brain does thinking. It's a separate entity from me. Sometimes. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I need to just. I don't know. I have a cold or something. I just need to. Mm, Sorry for that thing. Doggy, doggy. I just, I just have trouble when I try to speak words. For example, the word doggy, because let me think. Because it has that ear at the end that us Russians are not really used to. Like, it's an awkward sound for us, just like the sound is awkward for English speakers. It sounds so rude, probably, to speak in English. Like some barbarian sounds. I don't know. Mm, I like speaking in a slightly girly voice. I, uh, to be honest, I for some time was exercising to like emulate a girl's voice, but I don't think I can be at any. Nah. so, sometimes I just want to say things, but I don't know how to say that. Like, um, I don't know if I will be successful at that at any level in future or something like that. I know how to tell that in Russian, but it's really weird to think in bilingual way. Like of half the words and phrases I got from my own language. Some words and phrases come from English language. Sometimes it is much simpler to find English words and phrases that work well than to find them in my native language, especially when dealing with some technical stuff. For a lot of things, we just do not have our local alternatives. That had is shorter. So, I wanted to, like, just measure that thing, but I have my preview. Can I measure it on my preview screen? No, that that would be just too complicated. Why? No, 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 no! I didn't want that. Please. Sorry, sorry, please. I, I, I will not touch that book again. Mm, too bad. I, I just scratched. How to say what I just did? I can perfectly formulate that in Russian. Like I scribbled on my book or something. Or I just made this book dirty. Is there a verb for the words make dirty, to splash, or to I don't know, contaminate? This book is now contaminated with my grease and with my hands. It's now contains my viruses. My grease and saliva. Ah, ah, I can't I can't draw, can't. Will that T be audible through that Oculus's mic? I don't know. I just turned off my noise suppression in my OBS setup. But the Quest does also some kind of noise suppression of its own. So there are still uh, I can't remember syllables or consonants. Like some sounds just disappear, and when I say can't, it sounds like can, and that's a confusing thing. Like if we have head, then we have another head, then we have another head, and then we have another head, so it's three heads. Here we have this head, and this head, one, and this head, two, and this head, three. Hmm. Mm, not that wrong, even. Oh yeah, and that words with these sounds like wrong. Um, they have a G at the end, but it's pronounced really. Um, I can't even find an appropriate word. Like too soft pronunciation of that ng at the end. Wrong. So if I don't articulate my mouth in the right way, you might hear like the name from Harry Potter, like Ron. And how do you understand them? The Ron and wrong. Wrong. Wrong sounds kind of longer. Huh, longer. Another word with that sound. And Ron is shorter and more distinct. Mm. Ah. Ah. No. Oh, poor doggy. Sorry for that. I didn't want to draw you that bad. But I have to learn my proportions thingy. Oh, mm, I so like to be emotional. I quite enjoy that. I'm not like that in real life. I'm a really boring person, maybe. I don't know. It's just that when I talk to someone, there are usually like certain topics on which we talk with our friends, and I started to find that most of that talks do not satisfy me in a way I want. Like they're too shallow, too mundane, or mm, too simple. And I would really like them to tell me what they feel rather than how things are, for example. Like talking about computers or about some AI stuff, it just it's interesting, but I'm much more interested in seeing a person and interacting on an emotional level. Eesh. Wow, what an exaggeration. Let's try to do that. Mm. The scale will be even smaller than original. Mhm. Sorry, I need another sip. I don't usually talk that much in real life either. Mm. So, I can also share what I did today. And today, as I said earlier, I was um, at my friend's birthday. She is not a friend, just um, some person that I know. She's a friend of a friend of a friend, but she just invited everyone into this bar, and why not come? Say nice and kind words. Everyone likes that. And meet some friends of friends and my actual friends. And then we met at the bar, and there was this guy that I barely knew, and he only could talk about cars. And cars are kind of boring, to be honest. Mm, I have two cars. One is my regular normal car, and the second is a shitty rusty bucket that I just bought for fun um, to go to long trips with my friends, in, like on our necrocar community, some sort of. And but that guy, he like had uh, a BMW E34. It's a legendary car, but mm, it's a really boring topic for me, and especially that was a boring topic for girls. And the sad thing is that if you like something that is generally considered boring, uh, I think you might suffer because, you know, everyone just talks to you in this kind of way, like, yeah, yeah, okay, okay, oh, cool, like, good for you, kind of stuff. Just pretending to be interested just out of mm, just to be polite and nice to that person because he's not a bad person. He's just mm, does things that are not really interesting for others. Hmm. And I decided to save everyone basically from that person uh, talking about cars for the whole evening. And I started talking with him about cars because, I own that rusty bucket and I also had to repair it. And I know a thing or two about mm, some engines and stuff, and I've been repairing them with my with my paws too. I can believe that actually. How could I repair such a complex thing as combustion engine? But I found like engines of pretty much every old car is kind of the same thing basically. And it's really not that much of a struggle to understand how a simple old engine works. But that's not the main thing. The main thing is I just saved everyone from that guy because I I also decided to help him a little bit to to have for him to have that social interaction because mm, I don't find that thing like really boring, like my ears would go flat. But I just know a thing or two. I just, yeah, yeah. Oh, I did that. Oh, that thing sucks. And it's just so relieving when you find someone who can at least relate to what you are interested in and to be able to communicate with you uh, also on an emotional level, like about to laugh about some things, to be sad about something, etc. I don't even understand how that doggy works. That's his ear. My liner is really dying. Ugh. And yeah, I'm just a little bit drunk right now. Just a tickle, it's really nothing. And I have a teaspoon of that special liquor in my in my hot chocolate mixed with coffee. It's a bad thing to drink before you sleep. Don't do that. I'm crazy. I'm a fool. Uh, wolves. Let's draw that wolves. I'm really looking forward to that. Uh, and I think the day will be good with these wolves drawn. Just wait a second and excuse me again. Mm, everything broke. Okay. Look, stop doing that. Uh huh. Uh huh. Thank you. I don't know why I close delete. I just like to open and close, open and close, open and close, like an OCD thingy. I think I have some lighter case of an OCD, and I maybe mentioned on my previous streams that my brain likes listening to some repetitive stuff, and I just like to listen to that electronic music, and I just walk from corner to corner for an hour and then for another hour, and then I look at my watch and I see that 2 hours just vanished from my life, and that's a really bad thing. If you listen to music, just do something, okay? And don't. I I do not deliberately listen to that simplistic stuff. Like I enjoy that to some extent, but that enjoyment is more like eating, I would say. Like if you're really hungry, you just need to eat, and no matter what, you can eat like rice, just the rice without any meat or sauces. And if you're really hungry, that rice will be really tasty for you, man. And what I do when I listen to that electronic music, I just eat some tasty sweet rice with some sauce, but it's not a real meal. It's not a full I don't know how to say full-fledged dinner or lunch. No, there is no meat, there is no vegetables, there is no nothing, just that rice and just that thingy for your taste, like some cheap sauce, like ketchup or mayonnaise or some teriyaki. I don't know. And the music that I really enjoy listening is a real pleasure. It is complex, it is interesting to listen and watch how it develops with time. And I like, for example, Jean-Michel Jarre early works because they're so lyrical and dreamy, and it's really remarkable how he could pull that off using that monstrosities of a modular synthesizers that he had back then in 70s. It I think it really takes what it takes to create that kind of music in that kind of time using that kind of tools. Mm, Nowadays, there is just an overflow of different tools and options for creative people, including the ones for drawing, like thousands and hundreds of models of different hardware, like Wacom tablets, like Chinese tablets, laptops with touch screen, like I have. Mm, Fuck proportions, man. I will draw whatever I want. Okay? That that mouth is ruined. Yeah, I'm looking at my preview screen now, and that's why I make those mistakes. Did I just found myself an excuse? How weak. Find yourself excuses to make mistakes. Mistakes are mistakes. They're not even mistakes, really, just some things that I can't do right from the first try. Mm. And then we have like that. And mm, and again, the wolf does not fit. I really need to concentrate on even more generic stuff, I think. If I cannot fit anything in my page, if I do not like place that restricting marks in which my drawing should fit, how can I draw then? Mm. I just um, I just stopped trying now to create something good, and this is an example of how I draw naturally. Like that's my actual skill of drawing things, of redrawing things to be precise. Because that is a ready-made and a ready-drawn 2D reference. And the person who did that drawing relied probably on some real references of some real wolves. He had like a couple of pictures opened, and he or she compiled them into that drawing. Probably that's not the first drawing that they did, but oh yeah, and also pronouns like for LGBTQ plus thingies, English is a quite convenient language that um, this pronouns is dilemma is really a child's play compared to what we have here in Russian because each suffix and prefix bears that gender specification. And if you missed some of them, or if you are lost in the thoughts and you just you can misgender someone really easily. It's much easier to do than using English. English words are gender agnostic. Russian words are highly gender specific. At least I it's what I it's what I think. Mhm. I'm a little bit tired actually, and it's time for me to sleep. And another wolf again will not fit here. So I think that would be our last drawing for today. Mm, As content as I am with no one watching my videos, actually I'm a little bit concerned by that fact, and I would like to, have at least 10 followers. I don't need much, but just something, you know? And I noticed that the drum machine stream is much more popular than my drawing stream. So maybe it's just because it looks better on a stock preview that Twitch or YouTube has. Maybe I just need to work a little bit on my previews. I don't really bother right now, or maybe some. I don't even numerate these streams because maybe I should because that's for my own purpose also. Like, I like to see how much streams I held. Is it okay to speak like holding a stream? What do streamers do with their streams? They stream them? Mm, uh, can't even draw a single line. Correct. Uh, and yeah, today was the day when I enrolled in an art school for a year. To be honest, I'm terrified with that because I don't really know will I endure a year of my suffering there. I think it will be fun because um, I can go meet some people like me, like-minded people, maybe find some new friends and have a good feedback on what I do rather than just drawing into thin air as I do right now. So um, it starts in the next month. Like today is 1st of February. So yeah, it starts on the next month. And I'm really, really looking forward to to join and to draw and to make some connections and to actually boost my skill. I don't think that I will stop streaming. I like I like these streams because I do not speak English that much because I found some friends, but look, I will not call them in VR chat every day. That would be probably intimidating. And as no one watches my videos, I can also understand that that type of thing is not very popular, and I do not put a lot of effort really to make it better. It's primarily for myself, for seeing how I improve and how my language skills improve with time. And I think that I will stop these streams and think about doing something else when I will notice that I do not progress further, both in language and with my drawing. Yeah, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you for sticking with me if you watched. And until next stream, I guess. Bye bye.